what's up? This is Anthony with AGT Exotics, and this week's video is going to be more teas and an unboxing that I received from Austin Spears. Alright, let's see how we packed it up. Alright, so I just received this about 3 minutes ago. So let's open it up. Kind of expecting a bigger box, but I got a bunch of stuff, but it's all really small things, so all right. So we got 5 scorpions. We got the Hottentotta Fonsworthy. Okay, Hottentotta Fonsworthy. There we go. Really cool looking guys. Got 5 of them, and they are hot, as he wrote on all of them. So we know to be careful with those guys. We got 5 of those. We got 2 P. Cambridgei. So Solimopoeis Cambridgei. We have 3. I'm gonna have to double check on the full names of these, but these are variants of OBTs basically. This one's Mustave, something like that. I'll figure it out pretty quick here. There's 3 of those in there. We got 3 Kigoma. I'll have to figure out how to say all these. I should have printed out a piece of paper or wrote their names down. That's alright. And this is let's see here. They are darn it. Pteronoculus murinus TT location. I don't know if I'm saying that correct, but we'll figure it out. And there's 3 of those in there. Alright, so now I need to rehouse everyone. So I spent a good 2 hours, 3 hours yesterday cleaning enclosures up to be used. These are all ones that were slings that I had a long time ago that are now adults. The big mistake was just putting these in a box as soon as I unhoused them and left them dirty, because it really did take a long time to clean all these enclosures. But I got water dishes and decor and hides all in here, and a whole lot of enclosures. Alright, so here's for our Cambridgei. I'm going to put them right into some little arboreal enclosures. Let's see how big these Fonsworthy are. They're going to be pretty quick, I imagine, like most Hottentotta species. So let's do this over a container. Oh, these are really cool looking already. Let's see. You can already see the yellow claws. Very cool. So I don't have any clean sand, so I'll probably put these just in a very dry cocoa fiber. Set up. Those guys are pretty darn cool looking already. Cool. All right. So, I don't know where to start. I have so many going on here. Let's do the camera drive first. Those will probably be the craziest. Probably not, but oh, sorry little guy. Let's just shove some plants in the back wall here. Just to kind of give them something to hide in and build a structure around. And Solimopoa species are more terrestrial than arboreal when they're small, so we're going to kind of put the plants near the base of where the substrate will go. Make them feel more secure. There we go. Put 2 in there at the base. Kind of give them somewhere to hide. A little harder than I thought it was going to be. Pain in the butt, I should say. There we go. So that will be a nice little area to hide in. So let's get a little scooper for the substrate, also known as a spoon. Seems to work very well. Alright, so, we need a spray bottle to get this nice and wet. I guess I'm not prepared. And this is extremely dry substrate, so it's going to take a while for that to absorb into it. So we're going to let that chill there while we set up the next one as well. So let's put a couple plants in there, give them some security. There we go, that one in a lot easier. So I'm just kind of putting them to the side, or on the back wall, I guess. Scoop in some substrate. Here, I'm going to spray in a little bit of water before I fill it up with substrate to kind of get the middle layer wet. There we go. I'll put some more substrate on top of that and then spray again. There we are. Alright, so we're going to let those sit and absorb a little bit of water, and then we'll add some more water when they the puddle of water disappears. Alright, let's make sure we've got the right lid for each one. Because they're handmade, so they only use one lid. It fits it perfectly. Make sure the gap isn't too big for the little guys. They're fairly small. Looks pretty good. Alright. So those are going to sit for a few minutes while that absorbs into the substrate. So let's set up these Fons Wernies. Got 5 of those guys. Let's do that. Hide for everyone here. There we go. Just a real small piece of bark. It isn't much. We don't need a plant with that one. We're doing a dry scene, you know. Got no plants in there. So when we rehouse these guys, we will put them in sand, or a sand cocoa mix. To be more appropriate for them. Maybe I'll just try to get some sand sooner than later and just do a rehousing right off the bat. Alright, there we go. Pretty simple. Alright, we're just going to put a little hide in each one. This one is such a low hide that I feel like I need to make a ditch for it and cover it like that. There we go. Okay, let's get these guys moved in here. And there goes the dogs again. Must be a new person to the garage sale. We'll zoom in for you guys. Get a closer look at what we're doing. Then you'll see if I get tagged too, right? Assuming these guys are going to be fast as shit. Wow, these guys are really cool. They got really nice yellow legs and yellow pinchers. Good guy. Very stubborn. Just coaxed it out there. Got some movement. There we are. Very cool little guy. Very dark coloration with yellow features. Cool. Looks pretty healthy. At least he moved around. Alright, let's move on to the next one. This one's facing the other way. Really cool coloration. I'm already really liking these. Alright. That one moved a lot more. There we go. 2 of them done. That one's running around pretty fast. That one looks really good. Alright. Number 2. 3, I mean. Forgot how to count all of a sudden, I guess. I figure one of these is going to be super fast on me and cause an issue. Out of 5, one of them's got to be quick, right? They're extremely fast normally. A little bit of a shock of the trip, possibly. Here you go, little one. There we are. Very cool. Alright, number 3 went good. These guys are so cool. I'll probably say that every time I unravel one here, but that's okay. Alright, let's do number 4. This one's running around in there before I even pulled it out. Sticking up the back a little bit. There we go. It's easier for me to sit. I was sitting pretty darn awkward the whole time, trying to lean over to where the work area was. All right. This one crawled onto the outside. There we are. I really try not to force them. I just try to nudge them slightly and let them walk off on their own. This one looks a lot fatter. It may be going to molt soon, or it just ate. Oh, we got one more Hottentotta Franzworthy. Franzwerny. I'll have to learn how to say these, of course. it comes. Yeah, alright. Another cool little guy. We'll get better photos in a few days. Alright, let's check out how these Salamapoas camber dry enclosures are looking. They're looking a little better. I think we may need to spray just a bit more. Get that substrate a little more damp. It's extremely dry, so it's not absorbing the moisture very well. Actually, probably good. I could probably put them in there. Well, let's give them a little more time. So that stuff I just sprayed, that last water I just sprayed, will absorb into it a little bit. All right. So let's go do one of these guys. Kigoma. TT or the Mustove. Let's see. 3, 3, and 3. So let's try to find the smallest ones that I have here, and we'll put those into these shorter, small ones that I have, and the slightly bigger ones will go into the squares that I have here. Okay, these TTs are a lot bigger, so those are going to go into these squares. And the Mustave and the Kigoma are pretty darn small. Let's do the Mustave. They look like they're behind one mole. Alright, so let's put them in these shorter ones that we have here. I'm about to get some scissors to cut up some of this hide material. Alright, we got some scissors here. We're just gonna cut this into thirds, I guess. They're so small, they don't need much of a hide. Matter of fact, I'm going to cut it into thirds and then rip it in half. They're kind of fat. Can be a lot smaller. There we go. There's 3 hides. Just kind of fold that over like that. Make a little teepee with it. What do you want to call it? Alright. Let's give them some substrate. And put a hide in one of the sides here. There we go, just like that. Perfect. Usually I set up a species all with the same design when there's slings like this, just so I don't have to like, it just makes it easier, it seems. Maybe delusional, but that's what I do. And it's like when I go through the enclosures to feed or whatever to check on them, it's easy to, they're all in the same place, I guess. I don't know. I don't know why I started doing that, but that's what I do. But once they get larger and I find out they're females, they'll all have a very unique enclosure as well. And sorry again for the dog barking, but that's the story of the day. Alright. So this is going to be for the Mostov. I'll put their full name. I probably already did put their full name in there when I first started talking about them, but okay. And all these teeth look really good already. It's not like you can see right through them into the enclosures. These little centrifuge enclosures. So, or shipping containers. So I'm going to make sure that I keep these containers with these until I write down on each container what they are, so I do not forget, because they all look the same at this point, I'm imagining. Alright. Okay. I guess this will work as a catch cup as well, just in case. So let's start with this first one. I'm going to grab a really small little poker to be more gentle when I do this. And I have perfect size food for these. I have a bunch of 2-week-old crickets that I raised from eggs, basically. So this will be perfect for these guys. I want to say I just attacked this. All right. Little guys in there. There's not much to see. They're just a little brown spider, basically. But as soon as we get some coloration, we will be able to show you what they look like a little better. Just a little teeny brown guy. You can see him right about there in the back. And we'll get everyone's water dishes in there and things like that in a little bit. Alright. Yeah. Very cool little guys. That one looks a molt bigger. It's got a little bit of fuzziness to it. second guessing my holes there for a minute, but nah, they're pretty big. As long as the carapace is bigger than the hole, they really can't get past it. So far, my little experience. Just kind of fell right out of there. It's got something going on there with the back leg. It's got a messed up back leg that didn't look like it didn't come out of the molt very good. Still has molt stuck to the leg. Hopefully that will work its way out. Darn it. Alright. So those are the Mustaf. A very pretty tea once they grow up. I would have to show you someone else's pictures for you to see what they look like. If I can figure out how to give them credit for the photo, maybe I'll do that. But I usually don't like using other people's photographs in my videos. It's not a very cool thing to do.